Shita Svatma Sukha Vibhuti Nishreyase Jangalikayamane Samsara Hala Hala Moha Shantiye Abahu Parusha Karam Shankachakrasi Darinam Sahasra Shirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Next inhale, walk or jump. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastatihi. Inhale, hands up, Mula Bandha's on. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Listen to the Ujjayi Pranayama. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastatihi. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Strong Mula Bandha, strong quadriceps. Chin tucks way under. Next inhale, light as a feather. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastatihi, Surya Namaskara B. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, hands forward. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, inhale, up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale, up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Strong, hollow Ujjayi Pranayama. Breathe in while you move forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, knees bend, hands up top. Samastati. Inhale, knees bend. Exhale, hands forward. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot. Inhale, warrior. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left foot, inhale, warrior. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastati. One more. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Right foot, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Left foot, inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Strong Mula Bandha. Holding down dog. Next inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up. Samastati. It's an inhale, open the feet, grab the big toes, arms are straight. Exhale, elbows bend, Padangustasana. Drishti is the belly button. Breath is strong. Use your own exhale. Hands slide under the feet. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. Paschasana, strong Mula Bandha. Beautiful. Use an inhale. Arms get straight. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up. Samastati. It's an inhale, open for triangle. Exhale, down. Utthita Trikonasana, strong and hollow pranayama. Use an inhale to come up. Exhale, side two. Next inhale, up and over, Parivrtta Trikonasana, rotated triangle. Let Mula Bandha figure out the alignment for the whole skeleton, for all of the connective tissue. It's an exhale when you look down. Inhale up and over. Exhale, second side. Find the alignment from the inside. It's an exhale to look down. Inhale up. Samastatihi. Extended side angle. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Utthita Parsvakonasana. Next inhale up. Inhale up, left elbow toward the right leg. Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. It's an inhale up, right elbow toward the left knee. Parivrtta Parsvakonasana. Mula Bandha, especially once you get into the posture. It's an inhale up and open. Samastatihi. Hands around the hips. Inhale, open. Exhale down. Hands are on the floor. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. Prasarita Padottanasana A. Strong Mula Bandha, strong quadriceps. On your own inhale, arms get straight. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come up, look up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold over. Next inhale, bring yourself up, look up. Exhale, look forward. Inhale, open. Exhale, interlace. Inhale, look up. Exhale, fold. Use an inhale. Come all the way up. Hands move to the hips. Look up. Exhale, look forward. Here's that tricky breath. Inhale, nothing changes. Exhale, take the toes. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, elbows bend. Prasarita Padottanasana D. It's an inhale when you straighten the arms. Exhale, hands to hips. Inhale, come on up. Samstati. Inhale to open. Parsvottanasana. Exhale, head down toward the right leg. It's an inhale up. Exhale, side two. Strong Mula Bandha, steady drishti. It's an inhale up and open. Samastati. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Inhale, arms straight. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump, Dandasana. Strong Mula Bandha, strong Ujjayi. It's an exhale. First two fingers take the big toes. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschasana A. We're going to do 3 total. On an exhale, switch your hand grab. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschasana B. Any hand hold you want. On an exhale, switch the hand hold. Inhale, arch. Exhale, fold. Paschasana C. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Take your time. Inhale through jump, tabletop, or Purvottanasana. Intense east stretch. It's an exhale to sit down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Seated half-bound lotus. Right foot first. Strong Mula Bandha. Strong respect. Next inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump. Left foot, seated half-bound lotus. Ardha Baddha Padma Paschimottanasana. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right knee folds as you come through. Trianga Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Inhale, jump through. Exhale, down. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, swoop that left foot under your right knee back to plank. Left knee folds. Trianga Mukha Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Strong right quadricep. Nice hollow breathing. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, swoop right on back to plank. Inhale through jump. Paschasana A. Right foot in against the left thigh. It's an inhale to jump through. Exhale into the posture. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Paschasana A. Left foot in against the right thigh. Strong right quadricep. Next inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Sit down onto the right heel, Paschasana B. It's an exhale to fold forward. How much work you put into each position and how much work you put into the vinyasas, all of that can be managed through Mula Bandha and the Ujjayi Pranayama. So sometimes we practice slower, sometimes we practice faster, and it has to do with kind of how strong you're holding those isometrics. It's an inhale, arch. I got a back pop, exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Paschasana B, sitting on the left heel. Anyway, what I was going to say about that work and that pace that the work brings on is just trying to keep it very consistent throughout the practice. So if a position is really difficult for me, I'm like slowing my breath down. And if a position is really easy for me, I'm using more isometric contractions. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Right foot, Paschasana C. That right heel is pressing in against the left leg. It's an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your bum off the ground. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Left foot, Paschasana C. On an inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift your bum up off the floor, maybe the feet as well. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump, Paschasana A. Left foot is flexed, left leg is straight, right knee is up. Grab it. Beautiful. It's an inhale, arch, open the shoulder against the shin. Exhale, release. Either inhale, lift up fancy, or lift up your bum. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump. Right foot is flexed, right leg is extended along the floor. Left knee is up. Bind around it with the left arm. It's an inhale, arch, open the shoulder against the shin. Exhale, fancy, jump back, or inhale, lift up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump, left foot half lotus, or left foot tucked. Right knee up, Paschasana B. Next inhale, arch. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump. Right foot half lotus or right foot tucked. I just kicked myself. Same forward bending. Paschasana B. Side 2. On an inhale, open the shoulder against the shin. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump. Paschasana C. Right knee is up. Twist across. Strong Mula Bandha. I tell you guys about the old folks home that I'm going to open when I get old. It's going to have like padded gymnastics floors. And so that we don't break our hips, I'm going to highly encourage crawling. It's also really good for like cross-spinal, cross-brain. Hi, Maureen. Anyway. It's an inhale to look forward. Exhale, release. Nice Hannah, nice Hannah. Keeping the pace, keeping the pace. I love you, I love you. Vinyasa, second side. Paschasana C, left knee is up. Hot chocolate is squished against the left thigh. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Paschasana D. Left foot half lotus or left foot tucked. Right knee up. Twist across. Nice jump through.
Thank you.
It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump. Right foot, half lotus, left knee up. You know that mantra, Parama Rishibu Namaha? Parama Rishibu Namaha, Parama Rishibu Namaha. Anyway, I like the way it sounds in my mouth. And when I say twist across, if I'm really kind of yoga, yoga zone, I like the way that that feels in my mouth also. Twist across. You should say it. I can't hear you because you're muted, so you can say it while you're practicing.
Just like that.
Doesn't that feel good on your tongue? So beautiful. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Hold on, I know the name of this. Paschasana. Come up to the front of the mat, squatting. Traditionally, heels are on the floor and you bind both knees. Paschasana. It's the first posture of second series or of intermediate series. Ooh, good idea, Sarah. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, side two. Stay in this position. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Take the first side again. I found a new assist. So I come across, plant my left hand because otherwise I fall over. Take my right hand to my right heel and try to help it get closer to the floor. That's a good assist, right? I imagine, go ahead, side two. I imagine even if your heels are on the floor, that putting a little bit of weight, that it still feel good on the Achilles. Anyway, that's cool. Okay, inhale, look forward. Exhale, plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Left knee folds like Trianga. Right foot jumps through. We're going to do A position and B position. So first one, arms are straight. Mula Bandha is on. Look at that top foot. Next, exhale, head toward the leg, leg toward the head. Paschasana B. It's an inhale. Open again, arch, look at the foot. Exhale, right foot under the left knee. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump, right knee folds. Paschasana A and B. Arms are straight. Look at the left foot. Strong Mula Bandha. It's an exhale. Head to the leg, leg to the head. Paschasana B. On an inhale, arms straight. Exhale, left foot under the right knee. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lie down onto the belly. And when you're ready, palms face up, forehead is up, feet are up, Shalabhasana A. Wide fingers, all of the fingernails and the backs of the hands press into the floor. Drishti is low, forehead is high. Hands pull forward, fingers are still wide. Flip over, press back. You're going to catch at least 3 of your fingers, if not all 4. Elbows get straight. Shalabhasana B. Strong Mula Bandha. Hands come up front for up dog. It's an inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, lie down onto your belly. Exhale, and when you're ready, inhale, lift up the chest. Frog posture. Heels are low, forehead is high, drishti is low, chest is way up off the floor. Release, hands come forward, chin is still high. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lie down onto your belly. Lift up for bow. Dhanurasana. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Lie down onto the belly, lift up for bow, roll to the right shoulder. Parsvadanyarasana. Strong Mula Bandha. Head is lined up right between the shoulder blades, just like every single back bend. The eyeballs are sneaky and they look at the ceiling without moving the head at all. Parsvadrishti. It's an inhale up, exhale over, second side, left shoulder, Parsvadanyarasana. Up for full bow again. And release. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, come through onto the knees. You kind of come halfway through. Exhale into the posture. Ustrasana. Inhale up, exhale plank. Inhale up dog, exhale down dog. Inhale to the knees, exhale Laghu Vajrasana. Inhale up, exhale plank. Knees again, Kapotasana A, Kapotasana B. And if you prefer to, so I learned A as grabbing the toes. But if you want A to be arms straight, sometimes I feel like the more difficult posture comes first for some reason. Oh, that was so prejudiced of me to say difficult. What I meant was sometimes the posture still needs to be invited to the party. When you're ready, inhale up, exhale, hop back. More compressed. I found, I think that's positive speech. Instead of saying difficult, I could have said the more compressed posture comes first sometimes. That seems to be true. Supta Vajrasana, reclining thunderbolt. If it's easy, you're going to fold into Lotus, have someone sit on your legs, put your dog up there, grab your feet behind your back, exhale back, 5 breaths back. Light as a feather. And then 5 up and down. Throat stays open to the ceiling. Five more breaths down. Nice. It's an inhale up. Take your hands out. Exhale back to plank. Inhale up dog. Exhale down dog. Maybe put your hands in the center of your mat. First crane. Paschasana. Arms are straight if that's good for you. It's an exhale, shoot back to plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Crane the second time. Scoot the hands back. And if you want to, jump on in. Light as a feather, light as a feather. It's an exhale back to plank. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, through jump, left knee folds. Right foot goes into half lotus for Bharat Vajrasana. Nice. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. I forgot to say that part because I didn't do it. I just scrambled out. I like to scramble out more than I like to lift up. So in primary series, it's pretty disciplined. I lift my bum up off the floor. In second series, I just like scramble back into plank. Right knee is folded, left hand under that, or left hand grabbing that left foot, right hand under the left knee. Bharat Vajrasana. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Inhale to jump through. Right foot is crossed over the left knee. Trying to get a little more light. Beautiful. Nice, Maria. Nice, Amber. That's it, Maureen. This, yes, correct. That's even more correct. That's actually right. It's hard to see in these squares. Beautiful. 5 breaths, then it's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through jump. Left foot crossed over the very tip of the right knee. Right arm crosses the left knee. Ardha Matsyendrasana. Mula Bandha. So yummy. It's an inhale, look forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, jump back. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Ekapada Shirsasana. Right foot. One of my favorite connections, I'm obviously not in the posture, is to get my right foot and my right upper arm together. Like I can just get an inch above the elbow now. It's 5 breaths seated, 5 breaths folded, 5 breaths lifted. Ekapada Shirsasana. Amelia. My foot is flexed and my knee, here's my knee, my foot is on my shin. And then when I lean forward, it's a little bit less of a forward bend, but the whole base feels like, okay. Yeah. Isn't that nice? Same angle. Bowie is barking, but he's muted. Or she. I don't really know if Bowie is. I don't know how Bowie identifies, but I do know that they are barking. Left foot, Ekapada Shirsasana. Even me just trying to get my foot to my ear like a telephone is like I would have missed this call. I would be yelling, I can't quite hear you. Call me back. Try another connection. Try my right foot. Oh, 5 seated, 5 lowered, 5 lifted. Bowie, 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 Bowie. Nice, Maria. Nice. Dvipada Shirsasana. I'm going to skip Dvipada. First one is balanced on your butt, 2 feet behind your head. Second one is feet are behind your head, arms are straight, you lift your body up off the floor. Third one is called Yogi Nidrasana, and I'm going to skip ahead to that one, where you lie down onto your back and start to get your feet behind your head. I've received very loud instruction on this posture. Left first, that means put your left foot behind your head. Left first, right behind. So you put your left foot behind your head, and then you put your right foot behind your left foot. Left first, right behind. When you're finished, uncross your feet, Chakrasana if you would like it. And then I'm gonna, you don't really have to get up off your back. I see some of us are on our back. You can stay there. Some people are still getting their legs behind their head because they like it. Yes, I'm so glad someone likes that. Next up, I love you, Nava. Have a beautiful day. Next up is Firefly, or you could skip ahead and go into Forearm Stand. Forearm Stand will be our last posture of second series. So, and you're welcome to keep going through second series if you want to, but I'm going to work on Forearm Stand for a minute. Straight up, Lotus, lowered Lotus. I love that 2 of you are taking Titibhasana. Very nice. Very nice. Very, very nice. Very nice. Amber, that was very nice also. Duncan, you are the cutest thing on earth right now. I love you. You guys, Duncan walked up to his couch.
Thank you.
Thank you. Stood on the couch, pulled his blanket up to his shoulders, and then laid down onto the couch. And I said his name, so he got up. But it was a really good way to tuck in.
Namaste. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's where I get my meditation. And I'm such a lazy meditator.
It's good.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah. All right, well, I'm going to get back to it.
Do it. Nice. I liked it. Hannah, I liked it. Hannah went from forearm stand or headstand, one of them, into back bend. Nice lift, Maureen. Yeah, hop up on that chair there, little Bowie. Hop up on the chair. Nice lift. Nice lift.
Thank you, Kathy.
Thank you, Mireya. I love you. I like that, Hannah. It's a good lift. Beautiful, Sarah. Hannah, I love that. I love that. It's so lovely. She's like, it isn't what I'm trying to do. I know, but sometimes extra yoga hops in. Postures are like, hey, I heard there was a party over here. I'm coming. And the doorkeeper is like, I don't think you're on the list. And the posture is like, oh, I'm on the list. If you'd like to work on the 7 headstands at the end of second series, you're welcome to do that. If there's any postures that you want to add in, you're welcome to do that. Oh my gosh. Maureen, I saw your marching back bend. That was amazing. March is the month of the marching back bend. And then full back bends if you'd want them. So headstands if you want them, full back bends if you want them. And then on into closing sequence. If you don't know closing sequence, I'll help you with it, but you probably know it. Maureen, seriously, that is amazing. Really amazing. Oh, Sarah, you reminded me I should do that too. You guys, I feel so totally lucky to see your yoga spaces where you put your yoga mat and what props you have. Dogs, rolly things for the back. Nice, Maria. Open space, not open space. Tons of books. So you guys, I have this habit that I think a lot of humans have of pulling a book off a bookshelf and then putting it in a pile because I'm definitely going to get to it. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 books in a pile that's right next to me. They're all yoga books. 1, 2, 3 in another pile, and then 1, 2, 3 in another pile. And there is 1 surf book in my second pile. And other than that, they are all, right now, they are all yoga books. Yeah. Oh, excellent idea. Yeah, nice. Rachel, I loved it. Rachel, you know what was really cute? The swirls on the rug with the swirls of the back bend and the swirls of the ball. That was super cute. Hey, Maria, I finally got over to Danielle's house, and then she sent me a thank you note with pictures of what she had received, and I did not forward it to you because I was busy. That was at least yesterday or the day before. Anyway, she loves you, and she's like, she couldn't believe it. I'll send you the text because it's super sweet. good. You do whatever you want. I love us. While you do closing sequence, I'm gonna read out loud. It's 10:15. At 10:30, we'll talk about some philosophy. Good stuff. This is out of the book, Living with the Himalayan Masters. Looking for one that's maybe, okay. So this is page 94. Swami Rama's Autobiography. In my youth, I was searching for miracles. Once, when I saw a person lying on a bed of nails, I said to him, I wish I could do that. Can you teach me? He said, of course, but first you have to beg for alms for me and bring the money to me. If you promise that you will give me whatever money you have, I will teach you. One after another, I met many such people, and they despised each other, saying, he is nothing, I will teach you something better. One of them had a big steel needle, and he pushed it through his arm. He said, see, there is no bleeding. I will teach you this, and you will be able to make money by demonstrating it to others, but you will have to become my disciple and give me part of what you earn. I left him and went on to another person. Many people respected this man. I wanted to know why so many people followed him around. I wondered, what exclusive knowledge does he have? Is he wise? Is he a great yogi? I stayed with him until everyone went away. When I was all alone with him, he asked, which of the most luxurious hotels do you know of? I said, the Savoy Hotel in London. He said, you pay me 100 rupees and I will get you some delicious food from the restaurant of that hotel. I gave him 100 rupees and suddenly some food appeared before me, exactly as it was prepared at that hotel. Next, I asked for some food from Hamburg, Germany. Again, I paid him 70 rupees and he got the dish I requested. It appeared along with the bill. I thought, why should I go back to my master? I'll stay with this man and all my needs will be taken care of. Then, without any without any bothers, I can quietly meditate and study. He asked, what type of watch do you want? I replied, I already have a good watch. But he said, I will give you a better watch. And he did it. When I looked at the watch, I thought, this watch is manufactured in Switzerland. He is not creating these things. He is only doing a trick of transporting them from one place to another. 2 weeks later, I went to him again and bowed before him. I gave him an oil massage and helped him cook food. He was pleased with this, and he instructed me so I could do things similar to those he had done. I practiced until one of the Swamis from our monastery came and slapped me, saying, what are you doing? He took me to my master, who said, you have committed many thefts. What thefts? I asked. He answered, you ask for sweets and they come to you from someone's shop. They disappear from the shop and the owner does not know what has happened to them. I promised my master I would never do it again. Later, I met a man who worked as a salesman in a store that sold sewing machines in Delhi. I told him about the Haji and his powers. The salesman said, if I can get a Singer sewing machine to my store in Delhi, I will consider him to be the greatest man alive and follow him for the rest of my life. So we both went to him and requested him to perform the miracle. He said, "I will get it immediately," and it appeared. Then the salesman became concerned that it would be missing from the store, and he might be accused of stealing it. The Haji tried to send it back, but he could not do so. He started weeping and crying, "I've lost my powers." When the salesman returned to Delhi, he took the machine with him. In the meantime, at the store, they had discovered the machine was missing, and they reported the matter to the police. The police found it in the salesman's possession, and he was taken to court. No one believed his story, and the salesman was punished. I had many such experiences, and I insulted my master many times by saying, "There are people who have powers greater than yours, so I like to follow them." He would say, "Go ahead, I want you to grow and be great. You don't have to follow me." Later, I realized that mostly such phenomena are tricks. Whenever they are found to be genuine, they are black magic. Spirituality has nothing to do with these miracles. The 3rd chapter of the Yoga Sutras explains many methods for attaining siddhis or powers. But these siddhis create stumbling blocks in the path of enlightenment. One person in a million does indeed have siddhis, but I have found that such people are often greedy, egotistical, and ignorant. The path of enlightenment is different from the intentional cultivation of powers. The miracles performed by Buddha, Christ, and other great sages were spontaneous and for a purpose. They were not performed with selfish motives or to create a sensation. I love you, Amber. On the path of yoga, sometimes one comes across the potentials of siddhis. A yogi without having any desire for a siddhi might get one, but one who is aware of the purpose of their life never misuses them. Misuse of a siddhi is the downfall of a yogi. To commit a theft is accepted to be a crime socially and morally. Jugglery is not part of yoga. Siddhis do exist, but only with adepts. I once met a Swami who could produce fire from his mouth. The flame would shoot out several feet. I tested him to see if the phenomenon was authentic. I asked him to wash out his mouth to be sure he was not secreting something like phosphorus in it. I also had my friends examine him. He seemed genuine, so I concluded this man must definitely be more advanced than my master. That Swami said to me, "You are wasting your time and energy staying with your master. Follow me and I will give you some real wisdom. I will show you how to produce fire." I was so swayed by him that I decided to leave my master. I went to my master and said, "I have found someone more advanced than you, and I have decided to become his disciple." My master said, "I'm delighted. Go ahead. I want you to be happy. What does he do?" I replied, "He produces fire from his mouth. He is a very powerful Swami." My master requested, "Please take me to him." The next morning we went. The Swami was staying 23 miles away in the mountains, and it took us 2 days to get there. When we arrived, the Swami bowed before my master. I was surprised and asked my master, "Do you know him?" He replied, "Of course. He left our monastery some time ago. Now I know where he has been hiding." My master asked him, "What have you been doing here?" He said, "Sir, I have learned to produce fire from my mouth." When my master saw the flame come from his mouth, he laughed gently. He instructed me, "Ask him how many years it has taken him to learn this." That Swami was proud of his accomplishment. He bragged, "I have practiced 20 years to master this." My master said to me, "A match will produce fire in a second. If you wish to spend 20 years to produce fire from your mouth, you are a fool. My child, that is not wisdom. If you really want to meet masters, I'll give you directions to where they are staying. Go and have the experiences." Later, I realized that all such siddhis are but mere signs on the path. These powers have nothing to do with spirituality. I later found out, after experiencing and examining, that these psychic powers have little value. To the contrary, they can create serious obstacles. Sometimes psychic powers develop. You start telling fortunes of others. You start knowing things. These are all distractions. Do not allow them to obstruct your path. Too many people, including Swamis, have wasted time and energy on distractions. Anyone who wants to develop siddhis can do so and can demonstrate certain supernatural feats. But enlightenment is an entirely different manner. I'm going to read one more. Selflessness is one of the prominent signs of a spiritual person. If this quality is missing in the character of one who is supposedly spiritual, they are not really a spiritual person. There was a well-known master, Neem Karoli Baba, who befriended me when I was still quite young. He lived in Nainital, one of the hill resorts in the Himalayas. He was a man who lived half here and half there. When someone came to him, he would say, "Okay, now I have seen you, you have seen me, ja, 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 ja," which means go, 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 go. That was his habit. Once we were sitting and talking when one of the richest men in India came to see him with quite a big bundle of Indian currency. The man said, "Sir, I have brought this for you." Baba spread the notes out and sat on them. He said, "They are not very comfortable as a cushion, and I don't have a fireplace, so I cannot use them for heat. They are of no use to me. What shall I do with them?" The man said, "Sir, it is money." Baba returned the money and asked him to get some fruit with it. The rich man said, "Sir, there is no market here." "Then how can you say it is money?" asked Baba. "If it doesn't buy fruit, it isn't money for me." Then Baba asked him, "What do you want from me?" The man said, "I have a headache." Baba replied, that you have created yourself. What can I do for you?" He protested, "Sir, I have come for your help." Baba relented. "All right, henceforth there will be no headache, but from now on you'll be a headache to other people. You will be so miserably rich that you will be a headache to the whole of your community." And he is indeed a headache to the whole of his community, even today. It is true that some amount of money is one of the necessary means of making oneself comfortable in the world. But it is also true that having more than is necessary can be a source of misery. Hoarding money is a sin, for we are depriving others and creating disparity in society. Neem Karoli Baba loved Lord Rama, an incarnation of God, and was always muttering a mantra which no one understood. This sage, adored by many people in northern India, no one gave him a rest. They traveled with him from one mountain village to another. He was very mysterious in his ways. I had many more delightful and funny experiences with Neem Karoli Baba, which you wouldn't believe, but a few Americans who have met him will understand what I am talking about. If someone came to see him, he would say, "You were talking against me with such and such a person under such and such a tree." He would give them the exact date and time of day. Then he would say, "Now you have seen me. Go, 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 go." Then he would cover himself with a blanket. One day a pharmacist was delivering some powder from Talital to Malital. He was a devotee of Neem Karoli Baba, so he stopped to see him on the way. I was also there. Baba said, "I'm hungry. What is that you are carrying?" The pharmacist said, "This is arsenic. Wait, I will bring some food for you." But Baba snatched the powder from him and ate a handful. When he asked for a glass of water, the pharmacist thought he would die from the poison, but the next day, he was quite normal. He was not aware of the external. If you asked him, "Have you eaten food?" he would answer no or yes, but it had no meaning. If your mind is somewhere else, you can eat many times a day and still remain famished. I saw this with him. 5 minutes after eating, he would say, I am hungry, because he didn't know that he had already eaten. I would say, you have taken your food. And he would answer, all right, then I am not hungry. If I wouldn't tell him, you have eaten now, he would stop. If I wouldn't tell him, you have eaten now, oh, he would not stop. One day I thought, let me see how many times he can eat. That day, he took 40 meals at various houses. He was eating the whole day. We wanted to know about his powers, and he knew what we wanted. So when anyone brought food before him, he ate it. Then he asked, will you eat? And he would say, okay. He went on eating all day. Finally, I came and I said, you have eaten enough. He said, oh, have I? And I said, yes. In such a high state, one becomes like a child, not fully aware of the mundane things, but constantly aware of the truth. I thought that was fun to read about Neem Karoli Baba. Hi, Gina. So it's 10:31. If anyone has anything you want to bring up or talk about from practice. People are like, can you just keep reading? I took some notes and I wanted to talk about the 4 levels of speech. Vikari is verbal speech, and Vikari is the power of Vikari is ether or space, and the origination of this is located at the base of the throat. Vikari is the grossest, the least subtle type of speech. And Vikari always focuses on an external object. And I thought, I'm going to tell you this story, and I just think it's the exact opposite of how I've been living for 56 years. 56 and a half. 56 and a half years. And I can't even believe this. Okay, so there's 4 levels of speech. I'm just going to talk about Vikari right now. Dr. Robert Svoboda said that when we speak of something, it becomes external. And so when it becomes external, it becomes separate from us. And he was saying that's how come everything that's good, and also subtle emotions like love, he said you should speak of love very seldom, because when you speak of it, it becomes separate from you, and it's like you lose it. I think I have an infinite source of this, so I'm not personally concerned, but I'm just saying this is what he was talking about. So anything great that has happened to you, we should speak of that very, very seldom. And then he said, the reason that people confess their sins, okay, so about 3 years ago, I got a tour of a Catholic church, and I was like, this is a Hindu temple. This is a Hindu temple. Everything about it. This is a Hindu temple. I can't even believe it. And then the confessional booth in the Catholic church, right? Okay, so then yesterday I hear, the reason that you confess your sins is so that you say them and they are separate from you and they like float away and they don't affect you anymore. So it's actually beneficial to, I'm not saying I believe this, but he said that if you say the things that are bothering you or negative or whatever, that they become separate from you and then they go out and they evaporate.
This is the basis of psychotherapy, that when you say what's on your mind, it has, it's less, they don't really talk about it being less part of you, but in effect, that's essentially it, that it stops consuming you. It stops being so deep in you. It's a very consistent idea.
Yeah, I thought it was just fascinating. And he also said that if you seldom talk about what you do wrong, even things like if you say, I'm sorry, it's more specific if you say, I'm sorry that I ripped your favorite pair of jeans. Like if you name it, it burns it up more. And if you don't burn these things up, then they like stick with you and they affect your karma into the next life.
In my practice, well, I've learned a few different techniques of really, we call it externalization. So like actually, because in the English language, there's so much identification with things, like I am depressed, I am ADHD, like whatever that is, I am this diagnosis. So of moving that into like, I have depression, and sometimes when people come, I'll have them go through a process that I learned from narrative therapy where they're talking about a problem, and I'll say, like, if that problem was an animal, what animal would that be? Or what, and it can be fantasy, it can be real, it doesn't really matter. So that again, that like, it becomes this external thing. And then like, what qualities does that animal have? Who's that animal friends with? Like, so that it's so that it actually does in language separate it.
Yeah. I just found out about this. I literally just found out about this. Okay, so I thought that was really interesting. And Vikari is English has, okay, here's another thing. English has bazillions of words, more words than any other language. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I heard. And having more words also, in a way, weakens the language. I don't know that I'm not necessarily buying into it. I'm just telling you what I've been considering this week. And Sanskrit, there's only like 100,000 people that speak Sanskrit, and almost all of them also speak other languages to like add to it. Because Sanskrit was designed, I didn't know this, designed to be a sacred language that wasn't about the mundane. So the reason I thought that Sanskrit had kind of just fallen out of fashion, but this line of thinking is that Sanskrit was created to talk about and consider things that are difficult to speak of. So contextually, you have to figure out, in the context, in the relationship, is where you figure out what the words mean. And I thought that was really interesting, that that maybe it was designed to be separate from mundane language, not just English. And then there was this English guy, this is total gossip and I'm going to mess it up, but there was this English guy, some king that knew a bunch of languages, and he said, in my court, I speak English to the merchants. I speak Spanish I speak French to everyone else, French or Spanish, I don't know. I speak Italian to my lover. I speak something else to another group, either Spanish or French, and then I speak German to my horse, which Dr. Robert Svoboda had, I've listened to his lecture. He has a 4-hour lecture, which I don't even think it's 4 hours, but anyway, I've listened to it a number of times. And he said that maybe someone was spoofing on him, and he was spoofing on Germans by saying that. But then I thought, no, the qualities of the language, German is a very direct language. And that is, if you had horses, how you would speak to them, unless you just speak English. Anyway, okay, so the 4 levels of speech. Vikari originates at the throat, and it has to have the element of ether. It has to have space for the words to actually go into. And it externalizes whatever we are talking about. To me, that also means that speech is what creates non-dualism. Right? If it's making things external, that and all I've gotten for advice, all last summer, did you guys see my Instagram post where I was like, this is the advice I've gotten?
And it's all just stop talking, do not talk. Okay, so Vikari element is ether, it originates at the throat. Madhima, the element is air, it originates around what we usually consider to be the heart. The heart chakra is now called the heart chakra. It used to be called the lung chakra because the lungs were kind of more important than the heart. I think that's kind of fun. I learned that. Dr. Svoboda did not mention that. I knew that from before. Anyway, Madhima, the element is air. It originates in the heart or the lungs. And Madhima means middle or midway or messenger in the middle. It's mental speech. And the object is internal. And the way that we communicate, like when I'm in a yoga posture and I hear my own voice say, hopefully it's my own voice, say in my head, oh, I love this posture, or, oh, this feels good, or this is my favorite posture. Like sometimes language spontaneously pops up in my mind as a thought, and it's not something planned. Thought is not planned. Anyway, Madhima is around the heart and lungs, and it's kind of the messenger. It's the middle. The object is still internal, but there is an object for sure, and it's mental speech. Pashanti, P-A-S-H. Oh, actually, want me to spell all of these so far, Hannah? Vikari is V-A-I-K-H-A-R-I. V-A-I-K-H-A-R-I. One more time. V-A-I-K-H-A-R-I. Vikari. Madhima is M-A-D-H-Y-A-M-A. So to me, I recognize the word yama in there, and I would have not pronounced that Madhima. But it's M-A-D-H-Y-A-M-A. M-A-D-H-Y-A-M-A. And then Pashanti is P-A-S-H-Y-A-N-T-I. Pash, P-A-S-H, Yanti, Y-A-N-T-I, Pashanti. The Y kind of slips out, Pashanti. Okay, so Pashanti is 2 or 3 finger widths below the navel. The element is, let's see, ether, air. Oh, the element is fire. And this is, it's more spiritual. Sorry to use that language. It means clear sight or clear seeing. It's visualization that happens inside of us. So instead of hearing my own voice, I might be daydreaming, I might be night dreaming, I might be brainstorming. That's something that we do usually visually. And it also means pure perception. Visualization, clear sight, perception. The element is fire. And this is considered, like pure speech. And if you think about how we normally speak to each other, things have to go through these like steps. Like usually if we want to talk about something, we kind of see something, then we might hear a couple of words, and then we say it. And when we say it, it is never exactly, not never, it is sometimes though, but it isn't usually how we see it, because we see a full picture. And it isn't usually how we say it to ourselves, because we speak to ourselves differently than we speak to other people, generally. Because if I speak to you the way that I speak to myself, sometimes it's too intimate, or sometimes it just sounds crazy. because what makes sense to me might not make sense socially. And then there's one more type of speech. It's located in the root chakra. The element is earth, and it's para, P-A-R-A, para. It's considered Rishi's, R-I-S-H-I, Rishi's speech. It's pure intention. And to be able to communicate in Rishi's speech during these times, don't you think it's funny everyone's saying these times lately? I think that's so funny. During Kali Yuga, Rishi's speech is very uncommon as a form of communication, where it's just a feeling. It's a feeling or an intention. And during Satya Yuga, that's how everybody communicates. There's no need for mantra. There's no need for speech. Everyone communicates in Satya Yuga. And the way to tell that Satya Yuga is going away, I can't hear you, Gina. Oh, you weren't talking to me? Oh, maybe you were talking to Lewis.
I have a couple of thoughts, but I'm holding on to them.
Wow, that's better than I can do. So Satya Yuga is common during, para speech, intention, where it's not even a visualization. That's common during Satya Yuga. And the way to know that Satya Yuga is ending is when that speech starts becoming clunky and it doesn't work as well as it had been. That's kind of funny. Okay, so para is at the root chakra. One more thing that I really love. Okay, I've been digging language for a long time, but one thing I really love about this list is most of the yoga lists are like bad, better, 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 best, bad. And they all go up, better, 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 better. And it's like, this one goes like this. Barely working. Oh, you're getting there. Oh, now this is good. And then, okay, now you're purified. I'm like, great, we finally have a list where the goodness is on the descent instead of the ascent. I really, really like that because I've always been like, all the yoga books, they talk about how to get into meditation. They never talk about how to get out, you know? All of the things are like, do this, you're going to become enlightened. Well, not to be horrible, but the enlightenment that takes people over where they're not in their body, you don't want to be in that for too long. 4 hours. I hear 4 hours is a good visit to that state. Anyway, I like walking samadhi where, I like my particular samadhi where I think everyone's already enlightened. I know, we won't get into that. I realize how illogical it is, but I'm going to hold to it. Okay, so back to the 4 levels of speech. At the root chakra is para. Below the navel is pashanti. Around the lungs and heart is madhima. And at the base of the throat is vakari. And the elements are, para is earth, pashanti is fire, madhima is air, vakari is ether. Okay, don't hold back any longer.
I was just wondering if, I was thinking about this when you were talking about para as like intention, like it's sort of unspoken. I know it's more than unspoken because it's communicating, but without words. And I was thinking about parenting, and I was feeling like, you know, when you first have a baby, like first have that baby, it almost feels like that's the level of communication that you start with, and that it's so deeply internal, and it's so I don't know, like it's pointed and it's not diffuse, or maybe it is diffuse. I don't know how to describe it, but it doesn't involve any words, and yet it's effective and deep. And that as you're raising a child, you sort of move into those other, and that could be maybe with any relationship, any love relationship, that maybe it starts off at this more feeling level, and then the communication sort of goes up through those other levels, not necessarily in a good way, anyway, I don't know. That was one thought.
Yeah, that's beautiful. Like anybody holding a baby, you know how the baby will look at you and then your eyes are locked and you're like, I'm busy. I can't, I'm looking at the baby, so just leave me alone.
Yeah.
Right? That seems like para. And remember what you were talking about, Jackson, like being quiet? That seems like para too. Like when your animals look in your eyes and they're like,
Yes.
And sometimes they'll throw a visualization like treat.
That's right. They do that with no word.
Use a little body language. Also, there was some discussion about what in this lecture that I've like overdosed on, what we weren't going to be talking about, which was just as interesting. What we weren't going to be talking about in the 4 levels of speech was like body language, motioning, and facial expressions and positions in space. Like not just body language, but even proximity, and how all of those things actually do influence speech. So if you're talking to someone and they don't make any facial expressions, like sometimes we lose interest, or we don't know, we just don't even understand what they're saying. Like when you hear someone convey words, and also if they're monotone, if they don't have intonation and timing, I forget what timing was called, but there's all these variances, meter. There's all these variances. Adam's here. He's over there. Here he comes. There's all these variances that we add to language.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
that's almost like it's like talking to a robot or something like that, where that what you start putting out and what you start getting back definitely is influenced by whatever reverberates off of your words and your own body language and meter and all of that.
Yeah. Anyway, those are the 4 levels of speech, and that's what I've been thinking about. Anybody else? Or any other thoughts? Not to exclude only the people who've already talked. See, that was me using that clunky language where my mouth said, oh, I do have one more thing to tell you about it. Where my mouth said, anybody else? And then I was like, that was so then I have this back thought, whoa, did you hear that? That was exclusive. You should not have said that. I'm like, oh yeah, I can fix that. And then I come out and try to fix it. Anyway, okay, there's this other really cool thing. If you have a chance, watch the TED Talk by, hey Maria, you sent me the link and I sent it to 3 people yesterday or the day before, whenever we were talking about it. What's her name?
Elizabeth Gilbert.
Elizabeth Gilbert.
Yeah.
There's a TED Talk by Elizabeth Gilbert.
She wrote Eat, Pray, Love.
She wrote Eat, Pray, Love. And I think she's done 2 or 3 TED Talks. But the first one, she comes on and she's like, you guys, what if you've already done your greatest work? Because that book was very successful. She's like, when that was over, I didn't know if I was ever going to write another book. I didn't know, you know what I mean? Anyway, so she was talking kind of about her own process. In the meantime, about, I don't know, it's an 18-minute thing. So 8 minutes in, I'll just say, she's talking about meeting Mary Oliver, the poet, and how Mary Oliver would be out working in the cornfield, and a poem, she could hear a poem coming to her. And she would run as fast as she could into the house to get a paper and a pencil so she could write it down. She said it sounded like a train she would hear a poem coming toward her, and if she didn't take action, she couldn't catch that poem. It would never come back to her, not the same one. Obviously, this happened to her a lot, and I'm sorry for any she didn't catch, but there, at least she didn't only have one. So anyway, she realized this about her writing. So she would run in, and if she had barely missed the poem, she said she could grab it by the tail and write it down backwards. So she would write the last line first, then the next line, then the next line, and she could pull it back in, but it would be in reverse order. And if she was too late, then if she couldn't grab the ending of the poem and start writing, she was too late and she'd missed the whole poem. Anyway, I think that's fabulous. And along those lines, the idea of genius, now people are like, oh my gosh, you are a genius musician. And then there's some sort of, oh, this is like what Sarah was talking about. There's some sort of like, I'm a genius, like it's a personalization, it's a pressure, it's an expectation. It has to do with the person. So when we say, oh my gosh, you're a genius, which of course I say to people all the time, but I probably am not supposed to, unless I'm actually just confessing my sin in that moment. Okay, so anyway, if I say, oh, you're a genius musician, then it's personal. But what it used to be is genius was this little magical wisp of creativity that would come through people. So genius was the name of it comes from the same word as genie. Genius was the name of this magical creativity that people could use, and then it would leave and go visit someone else. And I've always felt that way about my asana practice. Like, I'm going to show up to Ashtanga and do it in order, and I've sent out the invitations, and I'm going to see who shows up. And sometimes, you know, like Kurmasana took 7 years to show up ever. And then we fell in love, and Kurmasana almost always shows up now. But not always, but almost always. So anyway, I was thinking about these concepts, and then Dr. Robert Svoboda said that speech is actually not us. No shit, we know this from We Are Not Our Thoughts, right? We are not actually our thoughts. That's one of the Yoga Sutras, I think. And of course, I know this, but when he was like, speech is not you, speech is a goddess that comes through you. And before gods and goddesses became more defined, it was just a quality that came through you, just like genius. So speech is actually not us. That's all I got. I think it's super cool. It makes me feel less responsible for what I say. Probably not a good thing. No, could be. I don't know.
So I'm hearing like there's not much that is us, which is kind of freeing. I like that a lot. Like our speech is not us, our thoughts are not us, our genius is not us.
Right.
We're pretty loose.
Yeah,
It's
we
nice.
are pretty loose.
Personally, I'm claiming the genius, but the other shit can go.
Well, that's fair.
That's sort of like what the Nirvana Shataka mantra. It's like all this like, I'm not this, or like not this, not this, not this. I am just divine consciousness.
That's what I was thinking about too when Maureen was saying that. I don't know, Maureen, if you know that mantra, or who's the dude who we listened to the lecture on? I can never remember his name, Sarah.
I can't remember either, but there is a playlist on the Yoga Vermont YouTube channel of his lectures.
And we did it here one like Saturday or Sunday. It's like neither this nor that, nor the other.
Yeah. And it's beautiful. And I intended to learn it. And That hasn't occurred yet. There is a short version in the Yoga Sutras that goes like this: neti neti.
What does it mean? Not.
I learned that one. That's like the Cliff Note version. You know the
Does
net.
that just mean not? What is neti?
Yeah, not this, not that. Or not this, not this. It's like nope, nope, nope. It has to do with non-attachment. It's somewhere around the non-attachment sutra, and it's neti neti. Not this, not this.
The Upanishads were before the Yoga Sutras?
Say it again.
Were the Upanishads written before the Yoga Sutras?
Oh my gosh. I've looked, you know how there's like 80 million maps of chakras?
Yeah.
The other cool thing is Robert Svoboda's guru, Vimalanda. I've never tried to say his name out loud. Vimalanda, something like that, Vimalanda. He said, don't worry about the chakras. Like, don't focus on those. Focus on keeping yourself focus on keeping prana flowing. Don't worry about the chakras. I was like, thank you. Anyway, Sarah, I've seen so many different timelines now on when different things were written. So some people claim that the Yoga Sutras are the oldest.
Right.
But other people are like, definitely not.
So that chant, the story about it is that somebody was looking for a guru and they asked this little boy who they were, and he recited this 6-line chant. And then my understanding is that it's a summary of the Mandukya Upanishads, which I don't know if it's actually in there because I haven't looked.
Yeah.
and that the Mandukya Upanishad is about Vedanta. This is as far as I've gotten. And
yeah.
It's all about Vedanta and non-dualism. So it's like the summary of non-dualism in Hinduism. Is that the right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Sarah, what's the name of the long chant again? That's I'm not this, not that. What is that called?
Called Nirvana Shatakam.
Yeah.
And there is a YouTube on the Yoga Vermont of me doing it.
Yeah.
There's a link to one of the translations of it.
I just couldn't remember the name.
There's another name for it, but that's the one.
Kathy, I was going to ask you, what is the mantra what does it mean? Parama Rishibu Namaha. What does that mantra mean? I can't remember.
Okay, hold on. I want to tell you the second name for the Mandukya Shatakam. It's called Sarah's Chant. That's what it's called. Okay, Parama is like, you know Paramount Pictures, the film thing, and at the beginning they have a picture of, I don't know which peak in the Himalayas, but it means...
Oh yeah, I know what you mean.
It means huge, and it can also mean pure, but it definitely means large, extra large, extra, extra large. So Parama means great. Rishi, there were, I think, 7 original rishis, and I think that there have been other people or deities or a combo that have become rishis. I don't know how many rishis there are in total, but in the beginning of Shiva talking to Parvati and Parvati trying to put yoga out into the world, there were 7 rishis. One of them was female, and her name is Rishika. It's easy to remember.
Are they the ones that like they're meditating and their vibrations are holding up the world, or is that the reference to the rishi?
Vasista was also one of those rishis. Good add-in, Adam. That was Adam's knowledge. Vasista was also one of those rishis. So when Shiva came down to talk to Parvati and said, I have to tell you everything that I've discovered, and Parvati was like, awesome. And he's like, well, you know, you're my first student. It's up like, it's up to you to pass this knowledge on. I'm going to go back up to the hills and meditate. And Parvati was like, okay. So she picked out 7 people, and 6 of them were men. And those 6 men all decided that humans could not handle this. Humans cannot handle enlightenment and knowledge and love and bliss and this amount of Shakti or this amount of prana. So they decided that they would go up and meditate like Shiva was doing, and they're communicating at para, where pure intention is what is helping hold things up. That is so cute. And then Rishika, the female, was like, you know what? I think humans can totally handle this. And she taught people yoga and taught people, concepts of consciousness. So, and I also did hear another story that I need to listen to. I only listened to it once, but you know how there's a story of Shiva and Parvati on the bank of the river, and the fish listens, and then he goes down and he walks out of the water. In this story, the fish listens, and the fish is full of eggs. It's a female fish. And one of the eggs is an incarnation of whoever becomes one of the yoga teachers. An incarnation of some person. Anyway, okay, that's all the yoga gossip for the day.
And Namaha, did you already say that?
So, no, I didn't remember that we had a question on deck at all. I thought I was just talking. Okay, so Rishi is a seer, S-E-E-R. It's like a perceiver, and they're operating at the para level of speech. And then Bu, B-U, is a term of endearment. Like if I say mom or mama or mommy, Rishi Bu is a term of endearment. And then Namaha is just like namaste.
Okay. All right.
It's, in reverence. I bow. I'm at your service. Do you want tea? Should we sign off so if I'm not stealing people's time? That kind of thing.
Never stealing time. Giving time. Thanks, Kath.
Thank you, guys. Okay, so here it is one more time. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, and Para.
Wait, go do it one more time.
Vakari.
Wait, let me get my...
I'm going to do it over and over. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, Para. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, Para. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, Para. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, Para. 2 more. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, Para. Vakari, Madhima, Pashanti, Para. I love us.
Love you too. Thanks,
Thanks
Kath.
for playing.
Bye, everybody.
Bye. Namaste. Love you, Maureen. Love you, Gina. Love you, Hannah. Love you, Sarah. Love you, Rachel. Love you, Duncan. Love you, Amelia. Adios. I love you, Maureen.